I had always been known as Cautious Craig. Even at 30, my friends teased me relentlessly about my careful nature, especially when it came to relationships. I wasn't one to rush into things. I believed in taking my time, in building trust, in ensuring that I was certain before committing to anyone. So, when I finally proposed to Vanessa after 2 years of dating, it felt like a monumental leap for me. She was everything I thought I wanted, beautiful, intelligent, and full of life. But there was always this nagging feeling in the back of my mind, a quiet unease that I couldn't quite shake. Vanessa came from a wealthy family, and while I love her deeply, I couldn't ignore the way her father, Gerald, seemed to look down on me. His stern demeanor and constant scrutiny only heightened my insecurities about fitting into their world. The engagement party was supposed to be a celebration, a joyous occasion marking the beginning of our life together. But for me, it turned into one of the most painful moments I've ever experienced. The venue was lavish, filled with Vanessa's family and friends, all dressed to the nines. I mingled as best as I could, trying to ignore the weight of Gerald's disapproving gaze. And then I saw it, Vanessa in a quiet corner of the room, sharing an intimate kiss with her ex-boyfriend, Devin. My heart sank. I felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. I confronted her immediately, my voice trembling with a mix of anger and disbelief. She brushed it off, claiming it was just a goodbye kiss for closure. But her explanation did little to ease the sting of betrayal. I had been nothing but supportive and loving, and yet here I was, standing in the middle of a room full of people, feeling utterly disrespected. I left the party quietly, my heart heavy with disappointment. I couldn't bring myself to make a scene, but I also couldn't stay. That night, I lay awake for hours, replaying the moment over and over in my mind. By morning, I had made my decision. I couldn't go through with the engagement. I moved out of our apartment the next day and canceled all the wedding plans. It wasn't easy, but I knew I deserved better than this. When Vanessa found out, she was furious. She demanded to know why I was throwing everything away, why I was being so dramatic over something she insisted was meaningless. But I stood firm. I told her that, in that moment, she had ended our relationship with her actions. No amount of explanation could undo the hurt I felt. A few days later, Gerald approached me. He was calm, almost too calm, and he made me an offer that left me speechless. He tried to convince me to reconsider, even offered me compensation for my emotional distress. I was stunned. Was he really trying to buy my forgiveness? I told him firmly that I wasn't interested in his money. What I wanted was my self-respect, and no amount of cash could give me that. The truth came out not long after. Devin's girlfriend reached out to me, her voice shaking with anger as she revealed that Vanessa had been seeing Devin behind my back for months. The kiss at the engagement party wasn't just a moment of weakness. It was the tip of the iceberg. I felt sick to my stomach. I had been naive to trust Vanessa so completely, to believe that she was as committed to our relationship as I was. As the news spread, Vanessa's reputation began to crumble. But instead of taking responsibility, she turned the tables, spreading lies about me being controlling and abusive. It was a low blow, but thankfully her friends backed me up. They exposed her infidelity and supported my truth, which helped me regain some sense of dignity. In the midst of all this chaos, Gerald's company faced its own crisis. A federal investigation sent stock prices plummeting, and the once powerful man seemed to shrink under the weight of his own mistakes. I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. It was as if the universe was balancing things out, righting the wrongs that had been done. Meanwhile, my own life began to take a turn for the better. My landscaping business, which I had poured my heart into, started to thrive. I secured new contracts, and for the first time in a long time, I found happiness in my work. It wasn't long before I met Eliza. She was different from Vanessa in every way. Kind, genuine, and unpretentious. She brought a fresh perspective to my life and showed me what a healthy, loving relationship could be. With her, I didn't feel the need to prove myself or live up to anyone's expectations. I could just be me. As for Vanessa, her life took a sharp downturn. She moved into a smaller apartment and settled for a corporate job that was a far cry from the luxurious lifestyle she had once known. She tried to reach out to me a few times, but I remained unaffected. I had moved on, and I wasn't about to let her back into my life. Through all of this, I realized how much I had grown. I took time to reflect on my journey, learning to recognize true character in relationships and cherishing the lessons I had learned along the way. In the end, I found peace, knowing that I had made the right choice for myself.